Embiid.
Listen, man, I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
It's not my fault Jason Tatum's is out here pulling him out of his bag.
Yeah, he did bank one in. That was he got a little lucky there. But he's making some tough shots.
I love Embiid, man. He's one of the most fun guys in the league. And now that I think he's over his health issues, it's very exciting for him, even though the Sixers, rough opening night for them.
All right, time now for some stories to start your morning. Night 2 of the NBA season. Pelly's Rockets and Anthony Davis was the story in this one. Dominated Houston, 32 points, 16 boards, and 8 assists. 3 blocks, 3 steals, if you're counting, in a 131-112 win. Nick, were you more impressed with the Brow or more concerned with the Rockets?
Anthony Davis came out and said, I'm the best player in the world. And he played like the second best player in the world last night. And so he was outstanding. They're going to need him.
I don't understand. He said
he's the best.
Okay, but he played like
he's the second best.
Well, there wasn't nobody who else was playing.
Well, no. He played like he was the second best player in the world. He was the best player last night.
Oh,
come on, see, I just got to be consistent, brother.
Okay.
However, the Rockets, how'd they start last year, see? First game of the year.
Beating Golden State. Wait, 122, 121?
Exactly.
Amazing game.
How many times all last regular season they give up 131 points?
None.
None. And they did it opening night. Now, I don't think it's a sign of things to come, but it is a
Anthony
awful
Davis.
start.
It's a sign of things to come.
Absolutely.
Kawhi Leonard made his Raptors debut last night. 24 points and 12 rebounds in a win over Cleveland. CeCe, how impressed were you with Kawhi last night?
I'm just glad to see Kawhi on the court so people can stop talking about him, his uncle, San Antonio. We're talking about a great basketball player, and there's a reason why he's one of the best two-way players. And it's nice to see he's still got that nice jump shot. You know, we know he's a lockdown defender, but, man, he can shoot the basketball and score the basketball. I believe Toronto is underrated. You trade out him, DeMar DeRozan, I believe the Raptors are a better basketball team.
And they won 59 games last year. Now, I don't know they got better at coach because I think Dwayne Casey got an unfair run there, but we'll see what Nick Nurse can do.
That's a good point.
But the East-West discrepancy at the top is not that much. Golden State's obviously better than everybody else, but
that 5 through 8.
Boston, Philly, those teams can go head-to-head with the top teams in the West.
All right, moving on to some big news for U.S. soccer. The women's national team beat Canada 2-0 last night to win the 2018 Copncacaf Championship. Pretty good sign as they prepare for the 2019 World Cup in Paris. Nick, how great does this team look as they prepare for 2019?
See, you told me this morning, what did they outscore their opponents in this tournament?
26, Nathan. Get ready for the World Cup. Let's do it.
I mean, in the tournament, so not only did they outscore their opponents 26-0, but Alex Morgan gets the golden boot. That's the most goals. Julie Ertz gets the golden ball. That's the best player. And as an added bonus, they get the Congeniality Award, the Fair Play Award for least yellow cards, red cards.
Now, that means we kicked your butt and we were sportsmanlike doing it.
Exactly.
Ladylike. Curtsy. Take that.
Exactly right. Listen, they are an overwhelming favorite for the 2019 World Cup in Paris, as they should be, which, of course, is right here on Fox and FS1.
All right, let's move on to some football now. Broncos taking on the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. Broncos have lost 4 straight games. That's not great. John Elway said the Broncos are fighting for our lives. Also not great. All right, Chris, what's gone so wrong for this 2-4 Broncos team this season?
Ever since Peyton Manning left there, have they not only not been able to replace their quarterback, but they just have not been able to put a good offensive line. So they have not had a consistent running game. We know before they had Talib and traded him off to the Rams, we knew what they did from a defensive standpoint. Chubb is a rookie. Von Miller, the only bright spots on this roster.
See, what are the 2 most important positions on a football team? The quarterback?
Yeah.
And the head coach?
Yes, in the organization, absolutely.
In the organization.
Yes.
You can make the argument John Elway keeps whiffing on both. And he's going to see tonight a guy he could have taken, as much as I like Bradley Chubb, a guy he could have taken to play quarterback. Instead, he went with Jenna's BFF, Case Keenum, who looks a heck of a more lot like Case Keenum of 2015 than Case Keenum of 2017.
No. Case Keenum just got the text. He gone. Lupe's in there. New BFF. Let's do that.
New BFF.
Jenna's got a new best friend.
Rhymes with Lupe. Ending with the defending Super Bowl champs, they broke a 2-game losing streak by trouncing the Giants on Thursday Night Football. This week, they'll face the Carolina Panther team in what could be a playoff preview. Cam Newton trying to get his team back on track after losing to Washington last week. Meanwhile, Carson Wentz trying to keep his team on track after their win last week.
We're hungry. that's a locker room of hungry guys, and so when guys make mistakes, they're not happy about it. They're not guys that hang their heads. We're guys that are looking forward to improve off of that mistake and learn from it. So I think really all the coaches, and then the leaders on this team did a great job last week on a short week of just reminding everybody who we are and just playing fast, playing our football. Yeah, I mean, anytime you can play a game like that against an NFC East opponent like that on the road, on Thursday Night Football, that gives you confidence. Every time we go out there and we put up a performance like that, we're just one step closer to being who we are and knowing who we are. And so, yeah, it definitely gives us confidence going forward.
All right, Carson Wentz talks about being one step closer, but realistically, how close is this Eagles team to resembling the team we saw go all the way last year? And
I think that's very important as far as not try to be the team that they were, because each year in the NFL, we're changing 30 to 35% of the personnel. And on the championship team, left tackle.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, the left tackle wasn't there. The quarterback wasn't there. A number of defensive players, they weren't there. So now you just want to come up with, there's certain characteristics and certain traits that championship organizations that they're going to have. And that being the Philadelphia, what does my roster look like, and do I play like my roster looks? It's no different than Dallas. We opened up with, what should Dallas do? Well, they're going to spread the field. 5 wide receivers, empty backfield, throw it around. No, they shouldn't. And what Philadelphia they shouldn't be that either. They should be a combination of RPOs on the offensive side to be able to help out that offensive line, be able to get the ball to the quarterback's hand. The quarterback's very, very athletic, a dominant defensive front seven that gets after the quarterback. And from a defensive standpoint, I'm not going to take too many chances on the back end, not give up too many big plays. If they can do those types of things, I think the Philadelphia Eagles will be happy with the results. The NFC East, it's wide open. The NFC, it's wide open. So you can still do like New England did. All right, Carson Wentz missed those first couple games. Take the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season, add that as training camp to develop those characteristics that I believe can lead to championship football in November and December.
And as far as the NFC being wide open, yes, the Rams have distinguished themselves, but that second seed looks still available. The team right now pacing towards it is New Orleans. Philly gets to play New Orleans, so they get a chance to go beat them. Another thing that happens with championship teams that I was trying to jump in there with, coaching changes. Like, you lose coordinators when you win a Super Bowl. You lose assistant coaches.
Great point.
So it's very hard to duplicate exactly what you did last year. So I don't think the Eagles should look to last year and say, what were we good at? I think they should look to their personnel and say, what should we be good at? And that is a lot of things they were good at last year, and that's how they beat the Giants. They kept their quarterback clean, great offensive line play, gave up 1 sack. They got after Eli Manning, and they used their big stud at quarterback on third downs to be great. That's what their path forward is. These next 2 weeks, we're going to find out if last Thursday was about the Giants or about Philly finding their footings. They got Carolina and Jacksonville. No gimmies there. So we'll see, was that a week ago today more about the Giants being awful, or was it more about Philly finding their way?
It is what Eric Mangini talks about a lot, is a football team cannot be successful until it knows truly what its identity is. And I think this team had a hard time out of the gate knowing exactly who they were, because they were so different from last year, and they didn't have number 11 right off the bat. All right, let's switch gears a little, talk a little baseball. Moving on to the NLCS Game 5. Clayton Kershaw